Hey everyone, welcome back to Evony with Genghis. Gonna go over our March series continuing on. So we're gonna do ground march now. We've done big siege, we've done small siege, we've done horses or cavalry mounted, whatever you want to call them. Now we're gonna do ground march or swordsman. And before we get to it, check out the Aptoid Discord server if you want the latest Aptoid Discord code. Someone in my last video said, hey man, why you tricking us into going to a server? Why don't you just give the code? I've been asked to do that. Aptoid wants to grow their Discord. They want you guys to go there to get this code. This is not my code. This is an Aptoid generic code that will run all weekend. It'll basically act like a 5% day all weekend for you guys, but they did ask me not to publicize it to get people to go to their Discord. You can still find it in all the other groups, including my own. People post it and I don't restrict it. It's just, I will listen to what they ask me to do in the video, obviously. So anyways, to the ground marches. And yeah, so ground just smashes, but the key to it is you have to have a lot of power in it. You have to overpower the opponent, and be wary that it can go wrong. So you can hit a very good defensive city, like a T1 trap, and you might think, this guy's not going to be that good. I've seen some T1 traps. I've still seen, like, K36 is getting pretty weak now, even 37. But I've still seen some 38 and 39s that are only like 1.5 billion. And you know, me or my other teammate who's fairly large and strong and all-star finalist, we go to smash it. It's like, oh, that guy was good, and it doesn't work. And the risk is when you do a ground march, it is very, very high power. Like if we look here, and it's not filled in because I don't have a march buff on, but because it's at high troops. We're looking at 900 million compared to if I switch over to my Archer 750 and Horse 730. We're looking down here right now, by the way, just so you know the power that's going into the march. And then Siege 580. So ground is the highest. I also use ground all the time in Alliance Duel, and they don't really give us results, but I feel like it's successful. And the reason why I do ground is because I'll just sign up now, just because I do tend to forget to sign up for this thing. So even if I don't adjust it tomorrow with a March buff after Battlefield, at least I have something in there. But anyways, I always use ground in there just because it has the highest power number, and I just hope that maybe that works out. Anyways, let's get to what is in this March. And basically, you got to build ground. And it's actually pretty easy to make ground if you're a larger player because you're going to need a lot of siege. And every time you make siege, you're going to have leftover food. So just throw it into ground troops. So that's why I have so many more ground and siege than anything else in my city. It's because I love siege, and then the leftover resource is ground. So anyways, if you have T16, 15, or 14, any of those, half your march is going to be T, your highest march, your highest layer. And then your next one is going to be 30%. And then it changes a little bit based on if you have 16, 15, or 14. And you can see how it changes. If your T14 is your highest troop, it goes to 20%. And then if yours T16 or 15, it goes to 10% and then 5% at the next level. Now, you might be asking, that only adds up to 95%. Yeah, and basically the rest, you can go with a little bit of an option here. You can just throw 5% more anywhere you want. I throw them on T15s, or T13s, sorry. I add a little bit more to my T13. But what some people like to do, I'm going to show you here. So some people like to add to ground layers. So you have an extra percentage there. So let's add this up in my March. So let's get this going. So we're going to go 50% is my T15s. And my March is, we're going to pretend it's 6 million. It's 6.1, but let's pretend it's 6 million. So it's a nice even 3 million going in here. Then we're going to go with 30%. And 30% of 6 million is, it's just going to be under 2 million. So I'm just going to put like 1.8 million. Just, I don't feel like breaking out the calculator. So it should be there. And then 10% at T13. So that will end up being 600,000. Okay, and now I have 600,000 left to play with. Now, what you can do, you can fill in the rest of your layers with 5,000, 5,000, 5,000, and 5,000 all the way up. Or some people feel that ground is the best layer troop. So your option could be to add more ground and go like 20,000 and then have 5,000 everything. And then when you get here again, go 20,000 and just go up like that. Or what you can do, which I prefer to do, I prefer to add more T13s. So not too much, but just get it up there. So I don't go that far because you got to add the layers, but I would go from like 600,000 and I'd get it up to like 850 or so. I had it and then it slid more, a little bit over. So that's kind of what I prefer to do. But I do know a lot of people who believe that ground layers help a lot in attacks, and they actually like it for every troop type, for archer and horses as well. They add more extras to the ground. But anyways, that is the ground march. Hope you guys enjoy that. Let me know if you guys do anything different than that in your marches, but I think it's pretty standard. And the reason why you will see keeps with very large amount of T14s is because before they had a lot of T15s, they made a ton of T14 ground for solos. And especially the largest player in each alliance, you're going to tend to see that because they're going to be doing ground clears in battlefield after a rally hits someone and then there's just a few troops left, and then they'll send in for the attack to clear them. Anyways, let me know what you guys think about that, and like, subscribe, leave a comment.